Alexis.
Yeah.
What the hell's up, dude? Thanks for coming by, man. Appreciate you coming by.
Yeah, of course.
You're not really a big on talking, huh? You seem a little on edge right now.
A little nervous.
A little nervous? Ah, don't be nervous, but just it's just two guys just shooting this shit right now, man. So a little bit about you. You're actually a pretty fucking studly wrestler. I know you won't say it. I know you won't say it.
I'm all right.
But turns out you're not Coach Taze's son, like I was told.
No, everyone
says that.
Everyone.
Yeah, that was one of the first things that a buddy of ours had mentioned, that you were one of my former coaches' son. I was like, oh shoot, yeah, let's get Alexis on, man. But you're actually, you won't say it. I'll say it for you, man. You're pretty damn good.
All right.
Yeah, you're all right. You're as far as I know, you were a state finalist last year at the JC level. What were your high school accomplishments?
Oh, I fucking suck in high school.
You sucked in high school?
I sucked in high school.
I didn't know that. Tell me a little bit about high school, man.
My freshman year, I didn't do any sport. Sophomore year, I did soccer, so I didn't even wrestle at all.
You were a soccer player, too?
I was a soccer player.
Okay.
I didn't wrestle at all. Junior year, I started to wrestle, but I didn't compete.
Okay.
So I just started to wrestle. I didn't compete. Senior year, I competed. Everything was like, it was all right.
Was that during the year of the pandemic? What year did you graduate?
No, I graduated 2020.
So right before the pandemic?
Right before the pandemic. Yeah, it was crazy times right there. So I won league. It was hard though. Like even like my finals match, I didn't dominate. Barely winning league. Through CIF, I was ranked third.
Okay.
But it was only because I beat a guy.
Okay.
So our head to head. But I ended up taking fifth. Took fifth. Went to Masters. I had the number 1 seed right away. He whooped me. I beat a guy in the cons. And then the number 2 guy at Masters actually lost right away. He got upset. So I lost the number 1 and number 2 guy.
The meat grinder.
Yes.
The meat grinder, man. So the second seed had actually lost.
He lost right away.
Okay. So how far did you get in Masters?
Just 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Eliminated.
How'd you find wrestling? Because I know you started off. Did you grow up watching soccer?
Yeah, I grew up watching soccer. I used to play at Care Youth League. Every little kid plays soccer.
I didn't. Yeah. I didn't. Yeah, I was pretty unathletic, man. So how'd you get into wrestling?
I got into because I was like fighting. So and I was like a big Connor fan. So wrestling was like kind of the closest thing I could get to that in high school.
Right.
Especially because I wasn't even going to like a gym. I wasn't lifting much. Not doing anything. So I started trying it out. It was hard.
Right.
But you just stick with it,
For sure.
Yeah.
And they get a pretty good coaching staff there, and Coach Tran, Coach Hawkins, some of the best.
The coaching staff's amazing. And like you get to realize it once you go to like other places and you look at there, you're like, oh damn, like I really have it good over here.
You have it really
and
good.
You just keep traveling like, yeah, I got it super good. And you take it for granted.
So you just were an MMA fan, decided, hey, I'm just gonna try. You saw a tryout flyer and like, I'm gonna check that out.
I had some friends that were already in it. And I was like, all right, because I had 6th period athletics after soccer.
Right.
So after soccer, I had nothing to do. I was like, I'll just start showing up to wrestling practice. So I started going.
And just stuck it out.
And just stuck.
And then from there, how'd you get into college wrestling? And I know you wanted to just further pursue it, but was there like, is there something you're working towards that made you want to pursue it?
I think it was like just like the growth.
Okay.
Because in my junior year, I didn't even compete or nothing. I was like horrendous. But like that summer, it was like 5 of us. It was me, Desmond Reyes, Devin Martinez, Chris Benacourt, and Lorenzo. And like we all just like stuck together and we got like super good that summer. And like everyone won a place in CIF. They did way better than me, but
right.
Yeah.
So we actually we got a workout in last week, man.
Week, yeah.
Dude, you're pretty knowledgeable when it comes to that, man. How like have you always been into working out and then like just kind of educated yourself along the way?
And for me, it was really like I was so far behind, like even like during wrestling, I was so far behind. I wasn't really like looking to work harder, like just going in and grinding. I was like looking for like the smarter ways.
Right.
So like that's where like I stuck in my lane. Like I was able to catch up through there.
And that started in high school?
Yeah, I started in high school.
Did
Because
you-
from really early on, you got to see like the big gap they have on me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a matter of like how to shorten that gap a little by little. Because they're going to be working out every day. They're going to be wrestling. But like what can I do that's a little bit better than that and just keep climbing up the ladder?
Yeah, man, because we got in last week, and I could just tell you're really into working out, just by your physique. But you know, we were talking about training, and you kind of had an idea of what to do, how to do it, the you know, form aside and all that, just how to go about it methodically, and you were pretty knowledgeable, man. Even as far as your diet. How much are you weighing right now?
Me? Ooh, I weigh like 39.
39, and what are you cutting to? 25?
25s, yeah.
How's that cut been so far?
The cut's not the hardest thing. It's more like by week. Cause like sometimes we weigh in Saturdays and then again Wednesday and then right back to Saturday. So like let's say like this upcoming week on the 17th, I got Mount Sac duels. I can water load the whole week and get a little workout in before. I should be pretty close to weight, sleep it off, waiting in the morning, you know?
Was your cut this hard last year?
My cut last year, I think last year it was harder, but because I didn't have as much like lean contractible tissue and I was fatter.
Right.
So I didn't have much water to give, you know?
Right.
But like this year, I'm bigger, but at the same time, I'm a lot leaner. So I will have more water to give.
And you're feeling the performance is still there.
Yeah, I feel the performance is still there.
Oh, okay.
I'm a lot stronger. Because, you know, you cut and like your performance starts going down. I haven't felt that. I haven't felt like my numbers are staying pretty relevant.
Are the coaches on you, like, as far as like how to appropriately cut? Are they giving you guys a heads up, or is it more like just kind of do your own homework?
No, they're really honest. Like every day after practice, before practice, we weigh in. Everyone kind of gets an estimate of what they're going and how much they weigh, you know? And like, we don't really focus too much on like the weight cut specifically. Especially like for me, like
you shouldn't.
Really shouldn't. Like
there's too much stuff, like outside factors. The fact that you got to wrestle, you're a student, you got everything. Like the weight cut should be probably one of the. I mean, as important as it is, the least of your worries, especially going into match day.
Yeah, especially going into matches, you'll just feel horrendous.
Yeah, man. Sometimes that battle is lost before it's fought, man. I've seen it way too often, where the weight cut is like takes precedent and priority, and athletes are way more concerned with actually cutting the weight than they are.
Just to beat a scale to lose the match. Yeah, it's like, especially like when you're wrestling, like at practice, like I don't think you should be cutting weight. You know, that should be outside.
That's a very very like mature approach, man. Because and I'm sure it's improved drastically through the times, but I remember when I was in high school and in college, a lot of times athletes would be in there just to beat the scale.
Just to beat the scale, yeah.
Right, and you know, you sometimes forget that you have another grown ass man coming to take your ass, take your legs out, and that's just on top of the scale, man. I remember, you know, I won't lie, I had a couple of those practices where objective was just to beat the scale.
Yeah, because like there's been some times before like Fridays or Wednesdays where there's a dual meet and you have to practice before you get the scale. And like those days, like I'll take advantage of them. I'll come in like 2-3 over, knowing I can cut it right away.
That's nothing though. 2-3 pounds. I mean, you could sleep that off too. You know, if you really think about it.
It's when you start like coming in 7 pounds over, 6 pounds over, expecting to go run, and so I was like, dog.
There was this one time when I was at Rio. There was a misunderstanding between Tellez and I, and I initially thought I was wrestling at 65s. I don't know what the hell was going through my fucking head, but I thought I was wrestling 65s. So the day before the match, Tellez is checking our weight, and I step on the scale, and I'm like 67, 68, and Tellez is like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh shit, coach, what are you talking? I could lose this, and I'll sleep this off. He goes, dude, you're wrestling 57s tomorrow. So, dude. So after practice, I was weighing at about 167, which means I'm 10 pounds over the day
10
before.
pounds over the day before, yeah.
So that whole night, and then I fucked up too. I got home, and my grandma had made a pozole. So she was like, hey, dude, you want a bowl? I'm like, I shouldn't, but I am. So I had a bowl. So I remember that night, man, just kind of beat myself down. Was just
just going through the head, yeah.
Just, dude, man, it like the best way I can describe it was like taking a beautiful walk in the sun. You know what I mean? Just fucking killing myself in the sauna, on the treadmill. And I had a couple pounds to lose at the little, tune-up practice before the dual meet.
Yeah.
And I think we even wrestled Mount Sac that day too.
Mount Sac?
Yeah, man. They always have some tough athletes coming out of there. And yeah, man, I performed like shit, dude. Just completely drained. You know, I think the first like 40 seconds, 50 seconds, I looked like myself. And then after that, it was just in the shitter. But that whole like mature approach to weight cutting plays dividends, man. That's the difference that that really goes unnoticed too with wrestlers. You know, when we think like professional MMA weight cutting, they have to make weight the day before a fight.
Yeah.
And just one time.
And just one time. It's like they got 3 months to do it, you know? Yeah.
And then, you know, as opposed to, you know, high school, college, and then high level wrestlers after college.
It's just like going weekly, just weekly.
Weekly,
back to
man.
back.
And then plus two, like I think they do it way better now, where I think the way you guys set your schedule is you guys only have to make weight once per week. In high school, like you got
it's super bad.
You weigh in on Friday, weigh in on Saturday, you get that extra pound allowance. But realistically,
but it's like a water bottle, 16 ounces. It's more than a pound already.
And so you got to make weight Friday, Saturday, and then if you have a dual meet, like sometimes the way we did on Wednesday.
On Wednesdays,
dude, you're trying to make weight 3 times a week. The smart thing to do is keep your weight down, but you're dealing with high school kids. And like realistically, how many high school kids are gonna go out and
they're not doing all that.
We were eating fucking chili cheese fries, fucking burritos, all that nonsense, man. So like I'm thinking back on it now, Jesus Christ, like how the hell did we do it? And you were talking like a second ago when you first came out for wrestling, like it was one of the hardest things you've ever done.
Yeah, it was super hard.
And I'm just thinking, man, we don't get the credit we deserve.
There's no credit behind it.
It's like what would you call that? It's just like a
brownie points.
Brownie points, man.
Yeah,
exactly.
Little sticker on the wall.
Exactly. You know, you know, I don't mean to shit on any other athlete at the high school level. You know, basketball, football, soccer, but they don't do anywhere near the shit that we do, man. We are just like I say, it's just a pat on the back. You know what I mean? We're lucky if we have, you know, a section of the bleachers filled up. You know what I mean? For our dual meets and competitions. You have to really, really be involved in the sport and know what's going on to appreciate the level of discipline, dedication, athletic ability to really appreciate what goes on in that sport. And it's a shame, man. You know, and that was one of the things, you know, I've done it for, you know, 15, 20 years now to where it's just like, it's whatever. But it's a shame, man.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's really what goes into developing like who and what we are. Like, I love how humble you are, man.
Yeah.
Like you are like,
it definitely carries you a lot more in life. Yeah.
Right. Because like, we're not used to having the accolades and the spotlight and getting what a lot of the other athletes get as far as like notoriety. But like just knowing that we work as hard as we do and we do what we do just to kind of, like you said, just get brownie points. Yeah. It pays dividends and so many other
aspects of life.
Exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth. And it goes into just knowing how to carry yourself. There's no sense of entitlement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm talking to you right now. You're a fucking stud. You're a hell of an athlete. But when I, you know, just to kind of introduce yourself, you know, asking you what your your accomplishments were and when I give you that little props, you're like, whatever, I'm okay. Whereas a lot of other athletes, they would have no problem.
Listing everything they did, every little tournament they won,
every game they won. You know, you got the fucking the Al Bundys.
I could have went to the league, but
dude, man, like the Al Bundys naming off the stats, fucking the 4 touchdown game they had 20 years ago. But it shows in like how you carry yourself, and a lot of the other high level athletes, high level wrestlers that I've interacted with. Nonchalant. It's like, it is. I did that. You know, I could have done better. And that's what I love and appreciate about just being around other wrestlers. There's not too many high level wrestlers in the area that I interact with. You know, you're one of the few. Jesse is one that I'm with all the time. And it doesn't surprise me, but it does surprise a lot of the average, just the people who didn't wrestle, who weren't involved in the sport. Hey, you should be more proud of yourself. You should do it. I'm like, nah. For what?
Yeah.
For what? But I know you're a big gamer too, right?
Yeah, I'm a gamer.
That's like something that like I think a lot of wrestlers that I've been around, they're really into that, man. I just think because we work so fucking hard.
Yeah,
throughout
so
the
the last
day,
thing I want to do is go out. Yeah,
be active, man. So I remember as a kid, I was into Madden. I played a lot of like WWF games when I was a kid. Star Wars games and shit. What kind of games do you play?
Me, I play like first person shooters, but like the main two I play now are Call of Duty Warzone and then Rainbow Siege 6.
Oh, dude, I remember when that first
Dude, that
Rainbow
game,
Six Siege came out.
when that game, okay, so it was like maybe like 2 years ago when I figured it out, and like I was like looking to see how competitive it was. I always related to like wrestling of how like you can use strategy, and it's like it's a lot more than just like Call of Duty popping out of the corner shooting.
That's
and
Tom
stuff.
Clancy.
Yeah, Tom Clancy.
Did you ever play the Splinter Cell games?
No, but Splinter's actually in the game now.
Oh, is he really?
Yes.
Oh, no shit. So that was like my intro to Clancy because he had a few badass games when I was younger. I think he had like a Navy SEAL game when I was.
He has a bunch of Navy SEAls. He has that Splinter Cell one. He has Rainbow Siege 6, and he just has like 1,000 books. Every time I go to Sam's Club, I just see the Tom Clancy books.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't read any of his books, man. What books are off the top of your head that you've read or you've noticed?
It was Tom Clancy. It was like Top Secrets, and it was just like a bunch of missions embarked throughout the Navy SEALs.
Okay.
That one's like it was just so interesting to see what they go through. You know.
Right. Was he I'm sure he was ex-military, just based off.
Yeah, ex-military.
Okay. I'm gonna grab a sparkling water. You want one, bud?
No, I got the gallon right here. This big old jug.
Don't do that. All right. Yeah, man. Those were Splinter Cell was one of my favorites as a kid when I was growing up, man. And you're right. As opposed to like the current shooter games right now, where it's just kind of like a war zone.
Yeah.
You know, you had to take a tactical approach on that one. You know, utilize
utilize the little gadgets, and then there's like a lot of peak angles, and it's like it's not like Call of Duty. You shoot someone like 30 times and then you don't die. Like this one is just 2-3 shots and they're dead. A headshot just right away.
Right. Did you ever play the Batman games?
No, I have not.
I
I've never played none of like the superhero games. I was never into it.
Why is that? Just never caught your attention?
It never come like as a kid. Yeah, I would like watch like superheroes and stuff. It would attract me. But, like as I got older, just
it got too
wear
cheesy.
it off. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to like comic shit. The Batman games are pretty dope. I think you like those because the Batman games, same thing. You have to take a little bit more of a tactical approach. It's not like fucking Superman where you could just bulldoze your way into shit. Batman's a little bit more of a detective. And
I thought about getting the Spider-Man game. That one looked really good.
I actually have a client that worked on that game.
Yeah?
He works for Insomniac.
Oh,
He works for Insomniac. He does a lot of the like the visuals and stuff. Pretty interesting guy, man. I think you like the Batman game. Those games are probably my favorite. Like if those games ever come out, that's like the one
That's
game
the one game
I'll dedicate some time to. You know, I'm a little bit older, man, so I can't put as much time into video games as I'd like to. But what I do pretty much every December-ish, usually when I have my break from the school, and you know, training kind of takes people kind of calm down around the holidays. We'll say around the holidays.
Like the holidays, people are out and about.
I give myself like a week to 2 week like period where I just veg out on my video games. So I'll buy like they have like the sale, the fall sale, the Black Friday sale.
Yeah, the fall Black Friday sale.
So I'll load up like on 3 or 4 video games and I'll just fucking binge on those, and that's kind of like my my indulgence of gaming, you know, for the year. The last one I didn't get a chance to finish, but I love the first one was The Last of Us.
The Last of Us, I haven't seen that.
It's a zombie one. It's like a zombie post-apocalyptic game. It's pretty dope. I think you'd like that one.
Oh, the closest thing. Have you played The Forest?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Talk to me about that
If
one.
my friends see this, it's gonna be so funny.
Talk to me.
So during that summer I was telling you, right? It was me, the same guy, Desmond Reyes, Chris Benacourt, and Ricardo. So we found this game called The Forest, and we're like, oh, it's gonna be all right. It was when I had a PS4. Now I play on PC because of school stuff, you know.
Right.
So I had a PS4. It was like loaded up on like the sales for like $5. I was like, oh, we'll play it. We'll see. I look it up on my computer. It looks pretty cool. So we start grinding it, and like the game, there's no real objective. There's an Easter egg to beat the game.
Right.
But it's like
there's an Easter egg to beat the game?
Yeah, like they don't tell you specifically how to beat the game. It's a survival game.
Okay.
See how long you can survive it for?
Okay.
You can look it up?
Yeah, I'm looking up.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Go on,
So for like, okay, it was like a 5-day thing, and we are just looking up like the Easter eggs. Where could we get like this little sword? Where could we get the key card? Where could we get this? It's so like every day.
It was kind of like Resident Evil.
Yeah,
Like the monsters.
yeah, they got like little cannibal monsters there.
Okay.
But there's like if you look up on YouTube, there's actually like a really dark story about the game.
What's that one about?
That it was about like some refugees, but that were a part of a church that like died, and like you go inside these little caves and like there's writing on the wall. But in the real game,
pretty creepy.
When you look up the objective just to survive, like you would never know that. So like, let's say I'd never watched these videos, I never looked it up, I never got into it. I would just play the game. You'd never know anything. But yeah, like there's like some dark stuff in that thing.
Let me see. Oh, it's so funny, man. Did you ever play the original Resident Evil games?
No, I haven't played none of them.
Like the Umbrella Academy and all that shit, dude. I remember one time my buddy and I, we were all shroomed out up in the mountains, and we were talking. This is like right when the pandemic started. Like, so silly, man. When the pandemic first started, like they were telling people like, oh, you can't go outdoors.
Can't do anything.
So we kind of like snuck into the mountains, into this little campground that we liked. Oh man, it was just so eerie. I remember it being foggy that day. And we were just like, this maybe was like a week into the shutdown, maybe a week, 2 weeks into the shutdown, and we were just talking about like all the shit that was going on. You know, there was conspiracies that
there was so many things going on at the time, especially because so my season ended. I don't know if it's like right.
It was right before.
No. Okay, it was like right before. It was during our season.
So it was going around during the season because my sister was a senior that year.
Yeah, it was going around during the season. As soon as we ended at Masters, like the week after, we got because the Royal was actually one of the last schools to shut down.
Okay,
but like literally, like our season ended, and right away, as soon as the season ended, boom, pandemic, everyone go home.
Yeah,
it was crazy times.
Just that week of like, man, what's happening? Yeah, this is going around. And we were just making a lot of like comparisons, like, hey, remember the Umbrella Academy? How like they were trying to devise this this medication, and it went rogue, and now like people are turning into zombies. And this was like when things were still unknown. Like we were like, fuck, like how serious and how bad is this gonna get? I remember just and then on top of that I was on shrooms too. Yeah. So I was kind of like freaking out, thinking like, fuck, like you know, obviously I didn't think anyone was gonna turn into zombies or anything, but we were just like, damn, this is really, really eerie. You know, like how are we gonna come out of this? How long is this gonna last? Like how bad is it gonna get? And it was just we were just going back and forth with conspiracies, talking about like, oh, was this made in the lab? Did it come? They said it came from a bat. Like,
it came from a bat in China.
Yeah, and then look at us now, 2 years after, like, oh yeah, it came from a lab, like nothing.
Yeah.
And back when that was a conspiracy, would you want me to look up the forest? The
forest.
And then you said there was a certain video.
Yeah. Storyline. Let me see it. What could it be like? Storyline.
We'll put story right now. I'll check that shit out real quick.
Oh, the story explained. Probably that one.
Turn that on.
Yeah, it's crazy.
How'd you find this game? You guys are just bullshitting.
No, my friend Desmond. He's the big like gamer.
Oh, he's bigger.
He's a big gamer. I just played video games because I had a PS4, and I was like, oh, I'll just hop on with you guys.
Did you ever let me add did you ever play sports games growing up?
Sports games? Probably like Madden's the closest one.
What's the last Madden you played?
Probably like 15.
15? Who's your team?
16?
You have a team, or did you play with a specific team?
No, I probably played with like the Patriots, probably the highest ranked at the time.
You fucked. I'm one of those guys.
Whoever had the best stats I'd play with.
Do you watch any sports currently?
Just sports MMA? Currently? Not really.
No.
I watch like some MMA fights.
Not really big like MMA.
I'm not like an MMA junkie. Like I can't name off this. I can name you like some top fives I got, but like besides that, no.
So it starts off like an
airplane. Yeah. So you're in a plane and it crashes into this island.
Okay. And you said it was like some church refugees who got sick.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But like some died and like some turned cannibals, and then some like actually painted themselves in their own blood. Oh, so like the cannibals wouldn't get them, and like that to-do list, it's all it gives you, and you're just with his axe.
Let's see what we got. Kind of creepy, man.
Yeah,
They got some shit going on.
But I guess the people that made the game, they were like super budgeted. This game didn't have like a lot of money behind it. So like you'll enter like the caves and like like stuff like that.
Wasn't finished. Oh, that's
like,
real just fucking dark.
Yeah. I guess.
How creeped out were you fucking playing this in your room, fucking lights off?
Oh shit! Yeah. It gets for especially like this because the game is like the producers were on such a tight budget. Like a lot of this stuff isn't. It's like really grainy. It's dark. It's not the best stuff. And like you go into caves and like it like lag like every single time. It's super consistent too. Like you go in a cave, it just like lags and like a little buggy.
No shit.
The game doesn't render in as good.
Is this something that you can see yourself doing, like getting into like developing?
Developing? I don't know.
Or you're just a consumer?
Just a consumer, really, yeah.
What's the plan for you after college, man? What do you got?
The plan for me after college? I do definitely want to wrestle at a 4-year.
Okay.
I don't know which one yet.
Okay, but I'm saying like as a career, like what's something you see yourself doing?
I really want to go into like teaching and coaching.
Okay.
That's probably like my top 2. Or biology, science teacher.
Okay.
Around there, yeah.
Okay, so you want to get into the education system.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What are you majoring in right now?
Kinesiology.
That's also why
Yeah.
you're pretty intact of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you guys in school already? Have you guys started?
Yeah, we're already in school.
How's that going for you?
It's going good. Yeah, I like it a lot.
You like it a lot?
Especially because it's kinesiology.
You're pretty
I'm
good
pretty
at
knowledgeable, so like especially when we get there, like I know what to expect and what to give.
Have you read any like strength and conditioning books or?
Yeah, I've read a bunch. Yeah.
Which ones like come off the top of your head?
If you've been on Amazon, I got them strength and conditioning for dummies, and then like anatomy for dummies. I get all those.
I have a book I'll let you borrow, man. It's 8 weeks out. It's a conditioning book. It's one of the ones that I like going back to, and a lot of the methods I use come from that book. That's from Joel Jameson. That was Demetrius Johnson's strength conditioning coach. Really, really groundbreaking stuff at the time. It's some of it's a little bit outdated.
Yeah.
But the methods hold up really, really well. Just based off because like we have, or when I was younger, we used to have an interpretation of conditioning of just going till you can't go anymore.
Yeah.
And that's just a really good way to shoot out the nervous system and really burn out the athletes as opposed to getting them better.
Yeah.
It developed a lot of mental toughness amongst the athletes, but it just wasn't sustainable.
Yeah, it's sustainable for like a week or two.
Oh, for sure, for like a week or two, but
you just can't go consistently like that.
Right, and then you start learning about the aerobic system, lactic, alactic system. There's just different ways to go about it, man. And like, there's a difference, in your energy systems from going, a steady state as opposed to like a power, your power state. The recovery state's a big state that like is like, who the fuck even thinks about that wasn't going through our head when we were kids.
Now I make it a super priority. Yeah.
Well, even like just in between sets, rounds, just being able to get your heart rate
like
back down.
Power output, because even like when I bench or squat, like I understand I could go for another set like right away, but like the power output's completely different, especially like when you're going like, because eccentric you're stronger,
right?
So you understand like you're gonna bring like on a squat you're gonna bring it down slowly,
control
but
it.
the concentric, like you just have to explode, and you could go back to back like 30-30, but like the power output's never the same. You just get so much more power. Like going like I usually go like 2 minutes, maybe 3 if I'm really going heavy.
You ever thought about like being a strength and conditioning coach for a little bit, or at least training?
I've thought about it. Like I help out some of my friends, like especially like in the college room. Like a lot of them, they know how to wrestle, they know how to do this. But like Ricardo Cardona, like he comes work out with me in the gym, and I show him some tips. Dev Martinez, you come with me to the gym. I show them. And
like what I'm trying to figure out how to word this right now. So they go with you to the gym, and like, are you guys like working off of a program, or are you guys just, hey, let's just hit this today?
No, we go in upper lower. We're just wrestling so much because we've tried a bunch of programs, like the main ones, like back and buys. But like we don't just go like lat pull down.
Doesn't work. That way.
It doesn't work.
Doesn't work that way, man. Doesn't transition and apply.
That's what I'm trying to say. Because like you can't really. It's like a big difference between like bodybuilding, working out, and then like mobility and strength and like just being explosive, like a whole all round athlete. You know.
Mm-hmm. That's what we talked about on one of my most recent podcasts. We were talking about when I was younger, like when I first started getting into like training and weightlifting, a lot of it was train like a bodybuilder.
Yes.
And
because you think if you look like that, you're gonna be like that, perform. And it's just completely different. Yeah,
it doesn't work out that way. And then I remember watching a UFC countdown video with Rashad Evans training, and he was prepping for his fight against Rampage Jackson. So Rampage was doing a lot of traditional like bodybuilding
stuff.
Lifts,
yeah, and Rampage was huge.
Right, and then it cuts to Rashad, and I remember seeing Rashad like doing plyometric work. He was, pushing sleds. He was using resistance bands, and just the approach was completely athletic. Mm-hmm. And I remember just thinking as a kid, like for some reason they just registered with me like that just looks like how an athlete should train.
Yeah,
and I started looking into it a little bit deeper, and it turns out like Rashad was way ahead of his time when it came to his training approach and how to train like an athlete, how to develop the skills that applied to being an MMA fighter. And even some like I would like YouTube, like Ray Lewis working out or Sean Merriman, some old school like football players and linebackers, and a lot of them were doing a lot of the bodybuilding lifts.
Yeah,
and you look at training now as opposed to
they get big, but it never translates.
Well, the game, like football, for example, the game's changed. The game now, as opposed to 20 years ago, is completely different. Like it's all speed now. It's a fast paced game, and in order to perform, let's say for like a linebacker, like what I was. Linebackers back in the day were big, bulky. Their job was to plug up the hole. Like they didn't have to have sideline to sideline speed the way they do now. And then you have these hurry up offenses that are okay. Plays over, boom, no huddle. Let's get back into let's just get back to the line of scrimmage and run the play. Like in order to maintain that pace, like you can't be as big and bulky and built like a fridge the way they were in the 90s and 2000s. It's just the evolution of the game. Especially with the mobile quarterbacks now, you got the Lamar Jacksons, you got the like Kyler Murray's, and even guys like Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes. Yeah. These guys like aren't just pocket passers anymore. They're all over the place.
I forgot who I saw. He was like actually doing like a hip warm up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was Prescott.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott. He was doing that little shimmy.
Yeah.
And it's not how I would have warmed up my quarterbacks, but I'm sure there's a reason why he was doing that. And this dude, I'm sure, is working with some of the best strength coaches around. But you know what? Like, let me rephrase that, because have you ever seen Jameis Winston? You know who he is?
No.
Oh, this dude.
I just know him because I saw him do like that hip warm up.
Well, so that was. I think you're talking about Dak Prescott, or you could be talking about Winston too. Winston does.
I saw it on Instagram.
Like one of those like. Fucking
like a little meme.
Yeah.
But I was like trying to look at it and see if it was like actually worth it.
Yeah, Jameis. Look, man, I try not to shit on like actual strength and conditioning coaches. I shit on influencers all the time because those guys.
Oh, everyone on Instagram is the influencer now.
Well, not even just like okay, so there's one thing like trying to motivate people and get them to, but like you ever look at these fucking influencers like. And these workouts they just make up in fucking 20 seconds just for views. And let me see if I can find one right here. Confusing work. Like let's look at this one for example. This is a short. I mean, I guess it's fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what he has to do in the pocket. Right now we're watching Jameis Winston. His coach has like boxing mitts on, and he's moving around these like tackling dummies. And the coach is like pushing tackling dummies into him and like trying to swat the ball out of his hand. And I guess that mimics the game, but that's a little bit extra, man.
It's a little bit extra.
It is, yeah. That's not something. It's like also too, like if I'm training a wrestler, I don't try to make it as like sports specific as like more than I need to. It's just, hey, let's just work out the basic movement patterns that are going to make you stronger and perform. Like you being a wrestler is enough of the sports specific training that you need.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I try not to get too sports specific. Like when I started off, I didn't know any better. I would do that dumb shit. But now, like you do enough wrestling to where like, hey, you don't need me to mimic a fucking wrestling match in your training session. He does a lot of shit.
What the hell?
Yeah, they're throwing punching bags at him now.
Straight up heavy bags?
Heavy bags, yeah. And I look at man, like that may translate into his game. Maybe his coach has a reason for him doing that, but it just looks silly.
Yeah. Especially to take up all those heavy bags.
Yeah, no shit.
If I was in that boxing gym, I'd be so mad.
Do you strike?
Yeah.
Let's see. Work out some rehab. That looks pretty good. Let's see right. Oh, this is another. So I actually have this bar. This bar actually works pretty well. But just so he's laying on the floor flat.
So he's on a decline.
He's on a decline. His legs are on a Swiss ball, and he has the tsunami bar. So what that tsunami bar is supposed to do is just generate oscillation. It's like a form of dynamic effort training. And like my interpretation of like the purpose of that is like when you use chains or bands at that full extension, there's a point in time where you start to decelerate.
Yeah, you could decelerate.
Well, the thing is, if I'm using the bands, when the bands are the tightest and there's all the tension is applied, like the force you're trying to generate, you actually decelerate with the weight. So with the oscillation of the tsunami bar, it keeps that flow the entire time, and it's supposed to be just supposed to be power output throughout the entire motion. So like there's a way to do it. To the average person who doesn't know like why he's doing that, it looks really silly.
Yeah.
But I mean that one wasn't the worst one, but they do a lot of like shit like the first couple of videos we saw where he's, they're throwing fucking heavy bags at him, and I've seen a couple other videos of him where he's doing some other funky shit, man. See, like he's training for towards ACL last season. So that rehab thumbnail didn't look too bad, but let me see right here. See, that doesn't look too bad. I really don't use Bosu balls. He's on one of those stability balls.
Yeah, I see it.
And is doing a leg lift. Like that's not something I would do, but what do I know, man? These guys are working with.
Okay, now this one
that looks that one looks a little silly.
That one's way silly.
That's a good way to get hurt right there, man. So he's sitting on a Bosu ball with his legs off, and he's like in the throwing motion. See, that's not bad right there.
Okay, that's not bad.
That's not bad right there. It looks like transverse work. See, I don't use a Bosu ball for much anymore. Actually, I don't even use that shit anymore. But what do I know? These dudes are working with one of the best athletes in the world. Okay, front squat. Okay, power clean, hang cleans.
Hang cleans.
I fuck with those. I actually just started getting back into those, man. I tore my bicep like a year ago, so I had to kind of cut that motion.
Yeah.
Did I show you that shit?
No.
Oh yeah, dude. Kind of tell. It's still kind of. Can you tell?
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, man. I tore that shit March last year. So last year I was loading. Oh, was it two? Maybe it was even 2 years ago. Fuck. No, actually, it was last year because that's when I got the mats put in. Something stupid, bro. Like the mat was standing up, and I tried loading them in my car, and when I lifted it, it kind of pulled on my bicep, and I felt a little strain. I was like, "Oh, that's weird. That's probably nothing. Whatever." Me being a fucking dumb meathead, and I had a client squatting like a week later, and the client couldn't get the fucking bar up, so I went to spot and lift the bar up, and all it took was me just extending my arms out and helping him lift it, and then
you just fucking pulled down.
Yep. So it didn't hurt, but it felt like a shock went down my arm. And I was like, oh, that didn't feel right. And I'm like, I didn't notice it fucking tore. And so I'm like, I did a push up. Okay, pushing the pecs are cool, triceps cool. And then I could overhead. Okay, shoulders are in place. It was when I tried doing a curl. I was like, oh, that does not feel right. I was still able to do it, but it just didn't feel right. And it wasn't until like I finally had to look. I was like, hey, that looks torn. Like, yeah. And I showed my client. I was like, hey, how does this look to you? And they're like, Dick, your fucking bicep is hanging up,
shrunk down,
barely hanging on. Yeah. So I rehabbed that on my own. That was just I didn't have surgery on it.
No?
I didn't have surgery on it. Didn't have surgery. I mean, for a torn bicep, especially where it's at, those usually you can kind of heal on your own. If you do get surgery, it's more for optics.
It's only if it gets like torn right off the bone, no? Like completely?
Right. So it was so it wasn't that bad of a tear. And then a month later, I tore my meniscus. Wrestling like a fucking idiot, dudes. But both same thing. Didn't have surgery on that. I actually had this knee was reconstructed maybe like 12 years ago. I'm banged up, dude. That's the product of being a fucking washed up meathead athlete for.
Yeah, but I haven't had like a really bad injury throughout wrestling.
You seem to take pretty good care of yourself, man. And like when I tore this, I wasn't really taking care of myself. Well, both of them, I wasn't really taking care of myself. I kind of just rushed into things. Mm-hmm. Well, this was just a freak accident. The knee, I was a fat ass trying to wrestle again, and I got caught with like a bar cigar. Yeah, so I gave the kid my leg so he could work with it, and good on the kid's part. He hit a bar cigar, and this leg was planted. He swept it.
He swept you? And your leg just stayed there?
My leg just stayed there.
Oh, okay,
so, I fucking felt it right away. I was like, oh, well, you know what? It had already been straining me too. I was in Zion a few months prior to that, and there's a hike up there. It's called Angel's Landing. So it's like the peak of Zion. So the way up wasn't bad. It was the way down. It was just nonstop, like just fucking, like just decelerating and trying to catch myself, and a lot of strain on my knees. And I felt like I strained it there.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I was wrestling where I completely tore it. So I strained it and then tore it. I felt that same tear. Yeah, the same knee pain.
Have you been doing the Cobb Estate?
No, where's that at?
Oh no, search it up. The Cobb Estate.
How do you spell that?
The Cobb Estate.
Oh, Cobb Estate. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Let me see.
It's
have
in.
You been there?
I believe it's in Altadena.
Oh, okay.
But it's
like, it's not far at all.
It's not far at all. But like that one has a crazy story behind it too.
Talk to me.
Let me see. Just put the Cobb Estate
Trail.
Let me see. Go to videos.
Con Estate. Let's see images.
Cobb.
This looks like trail. No.
Let me see. No, yeah.
Okay, so it's in Altadena. So
yeah.
let me put that. Talk to me about that. What's the story behind that?
Oh, I can't remember the story behind it. You have to see this video. It's crazy. He explains it like in depth.
Okay, well, what do you? Is it haunted? Cobb.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I was putting.
I guess there used to be like a really rich person that owned that place. And then it burned down. A lot of people died. They built a school, or it might be like in reverse. But like
it's an open trail.
Open trail, yeah. It's
open
crazy.
To the public?
Okay, so see that picture
fence?
you just clicked. Okay, see that fence.
Okay.
And you go on like that trackway.
The hikes you could take allegedly haunted mansion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can like see like the outline of the mansion as soon as you get there, like 15 minutes in.
Have you gone there before?
I've gone there a billion times.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's like my hike to
Just
go
to go and bone on fucking haunted and fucking burial grounds. So it's supposed to be haunted? Like, have you seen anything up there?
I have heard a lot of stuff. I haven't seen anything.
You've heard shit? Like,
yeah.
Like what do you
know? Let me see if I can pull up a picture. So me and my friends discovered this trail.
Right.
And people were telling us like it was haunted. Okay. I was at a UFC gym and some guy was talking about it. And I was kind of like overhearing it. Mm-hmm. And I didn't say anything. I didn't want to jump on a conversation. So
only a mile and a half.
Yeah. Okay. Supposedly it's a mile and a half.
Okay.
But if you go up a trail, it leads to like
forks.
It just forks, and then you go to like this like old abandoned hotel that got blown up, and then there's like antiques up there, and you keep going. It's like it's really big.
No shit.
Because it's beyond the trail.
Okay.
And it just keeps going up. So
what'd you hear up there?
And then there's also there's like an echo thing. It's called Echo Mountain, and it's like this like little foam.
Okay.
You yell into it, you could hear yourself like 12 times.
No shit.
Yeah, but if you go so the trail on the left, you go up that, it's super short, it's a mile and a half one they're talking about. Mm-hmm. You go to the right, there's like a little waterfall, you see that, you keep going, and that it just goes for, because it like zigzags up the
There's
mountain.
A waterfall there too?
Yeah, it's friggin' huge.
Is it a nice waterfall? Is it like Eaton Canyon's waterfall?
No, nothing like Eaton Canyon's. But from up there you can see Eaton Canyons.
No shit, okay. I might actually have to check this out.
And then on top of that, the one that I went to, because the guy at UFC gym was talking about, if you fork both of those and you go right down the middle, it's off trail. And you keep going in, and you can see like little mining carts, and there's caves.
You can go in the caves too?
And there's like little caves you can like dive in, but those are super small.
Okay.
But you keep walking, and like you just start seeing Pokeballs.
What the fuck?
Dude, like I'm telling you, it's fucking crazy.
What do you mean you see Pokeballs? Like on the wall?
There's just Pokeballs on the walls. Like, there's just spray painted Pokeballs.
Okay.
And, like, I remember the guy at UFC gym, he's like, yeah, just follow the Pokeballs. So, like, he's explaining to his other guy how to get there, and I'm just taking it in, you know?
Uh-huh.
So, like, as soon as I get there, I'm like, oh, shit, it's fucking Pokeballs.
Uh-huh.
So I see a Pokeball, I'm like...
Okay.
And I had 3 friends with me at the time.
I'm onto something, okay.
So, we're geared up. We got our little flashlights. I got my knife and everything, just in case things go left, right?
Uh-huh.
And then, like, you just keep walking. Another little mining cart, a little cave you look in. Not much. Another Pokeball. You go. Another Pokeball. Like, oh, fuck.
Do you have pictures of the Pokeballs?
Let me see. I barely got this phone this year, but I did pass some pictures up. Let me see.
And they're spray painted on there.
Yeah, they're spray painted.
Fucking weirdos going and spray painting Pokeballs on a trail.
Yeah, but
is there a reason behind it?
There's no reason behind it. I haven't been able to find out. But then you go to like the end, the final Pokeball, and there's like a really sick cave. It's huge, and you just go in, and there's like a bunch of like crazy writing on the wall and shit.
What does it say?
There's like little, I forgot what it said. There's like a bunch of like eyeballs though.
Some weird shit.
Yeah,
fucking weird.
And there's like a bunch of like little army men on there, like just like on the shelves. It's not shelves, but it's like a little ledge. So they got like little army men, and you're just fucking walking in.
A little creepy.
Yeah, and like you stop.
A lot of creepy.
You stop. Turn off everything, like you can't even look at your hand. Like it's so
that dark
pitch
in there?
dark. Yeah.
Oh no shit. And
let me see. I have to have it. It's crazy up there.
So we're talking about Cobb Estate. I've never even heard of this trail. It looks pretty fucking creepy though. And a lot of people died in that fire.
Yeah, a lot of people died in that fire. And then there's even like random people that like come up dying. Like I know last time I saw this there like 9 months ago, like Fox LA posted that someone died and they were like
on that hike
outside. Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
And there's been like bodies found there.
Oh, I'm sure. That's bodies found on trails all the time. Oh, that's pretty creepy, man. A little bit different than Angel's fucking Landing. I was talking about a nice fucking viewpoint. Way to dim the moment, fucker. Oh, man. Are you a big, like, outdoorsy guy?
Yeah, I love the outdoors.
Yeah? Any other hikes that you recommend or you've been to?
Recommend that I've been to?
Ones that fucking aren't haunted?
I like going to, like, that dark stuff, though.
Uh-huh.
Because, like, I've been to, what's it called, Devil's Gate?
Devil's Canyon?
But that thing was so lame.
No, wait, Devil's Gate? Where's that at?
Devil's Gate? I have a picture right.
Where's that one at?
Let me see. Does it say, like, the location? Pasadena.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's lame, though. It's like you just, like, climb up and you come down and you just go, you could, like, sneak in and stuff. But that one, it was, like, that's all it is. You just go in there and that's about it.
That's pretty dope. How long is that hike? It's not long at all.
Not long at all. You just get there super quick. This is actually the cave I told you about.
Okay. That's Cobb?
Yeah, the Cobb. And then Devin Martinez right there. Like, we were suited up because, like,
didn't know what to expect.
Yeah, we did not know what to expect. So, like, I was really prepared. Let me see. I think I have some pictures, like, the writing on the wall.
I want to see the BK plus CJ, just a bunch of writing. That cave looks pretty dope, though.
Yeah, the cave's sick. The only downfall is, okay, like, you'll see on the ground, there's, like, a lot of water, and, like, you're, like, almost, like, knee deep. Like,
oh, shit.
Yeah,
that water
you're,
gets
like,
pretty deep in there.
Yeah. It's so far. Like,
were you guys expecting that?
You walk in, no, we did not know what to expect.
Oh, that is fucking creepy.
Yeah, and it goes in, like, the water.
Let me get into the water.
Freezing.
Oh, I'm listening. Go on.
Yeah, the water's freezing. It just goes on for forever.
What time of year did you guys go?
We went in, like, let me see. June 10.
How long ago was this?
2020.
Oh, see a bunch of little hoodlum high school kids just checking out all this fucking haunted ground. Oh, that's pretty dope, though, man. Have you hit up any national parks?
Nah.
No, not yet. Is that on the menu pretty soon?
It's definitely on the menu, yeah.
You have your own car and you drive, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, like you and your boy should hit up a couple national parks, man. Like you guys would get some good times out of that. A couple road trips. I think a good spot to hit, like one of the good spots to hit up, like first, like when I recommend to people who are just getting into like hitting national parks, Kings Canyon's fucking dope.
Kings Canyon, where's that at?
That's right by Sequoia.
Sequoia?
Right by Sequoia. A little past Bakersfield.
Okay.
Dude, you can get there in like 4.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, beautiful. Like just some of these views up there are just fucking breathtaking, man. There's a hike I want to do up there. It's about an 11-mile hike. I forget the name of the actual trail, but there's a lot of good backpacking up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I try to get out there as often as I can, man. And there's a backpacking trail that I did with my buddy last time. I forget the name of the fucking trail, but we were only able to get in about 4 or 5 miles. We weren't that prepared. I didn't realize. I didn't even know about that hike either. But apparently, there's supposed to be some breathtaking views and like a lake at the end of that trail. Let me look into it right now, actually. But
yeah, I'm an outdoorsy kind of guy.
Seems like a lot of us wrestlers are. Have you noticed that? A lot of wrestlers are pretty fucking. I've gotten that a lot. Like, what's up with you fucking wrestlers like playing homeless?
Yeah, just about.
You see, you gotta be. Wrestlers are kind of wired a little bit different, anyways. Sequoia and Kings Canyon. Trying to look for that trail. This might actually be the end of where I was talking about. That trail. I gotta find the name of the trail. Let me see. Yeah, but that Angel's Landing fucking hike on the way down fucked up my knee. I'm actually training for a marathon.
No?
Yeah, man. I up in Big Bear. So I thought it was gonna be like a trail run. It turns out it's just a fucking like running on the highway. Was it Big Baldy?
Nah, the most I've ever ran was like 9 miles.
The most you ran is 9 miles?
Yeah.
What, were you just cutting weight training or just went for
I
a
just
run?
really want to see how far I could get.
Okay. And then you
I was on a treadmill at Gold's Gym. I think it was like
Fuck, that sounds tedious. 9 miles on a fucking. I'm just saying though.
Yeah, it's like nothing to do. It was like the morning, probably like off season. I just remember going.
And then
and like I was just watching videos. I was actually watching him. I was on Netflix and I was watching Dexter at the time. So I just kept watching episodes.
Let me tell you a funny story.
And I wasn't like hauling ass, but like I was going like probably 4.
Solid pace.
Yeah.
Oh, that just sounds tedious though, man. 9 miles on a fucking treadmill,
especially at a fucking commercial gym and shit.
Oh, dude,
that's horrendous.
How long did that take you? Fucking 3-4 hours? No, not that long.
We'll say like it wasn't that long.
Like 2 hours.
But it definitely was more than an hour because like the gym thing, like after 59 minutes it just stops.
Yeah, so you had to reset it.
Yes, I had to
well, I'm saying though
reset
too,
the thing.
It probably felt like 3 hours because like you're just in the same spot.
In the same spot the whole time. Nothing going on. I just remember looking down at the treadmill and be like, damn, I fucking sweated a gang up in here.
Dude, speaking of Dexter, when I was one of my first years coaching at Bell Gardens, I got a funny story for you. Remember I had just started practice there, and one of my favorite moves to coach is a front headlock. I had a coach who was really good at that move, and the way he shows it is one of my, it's probably my favorite move, man. So it's good or reliable.
Yeah, and it's like you get into that position all the time. All the time.
Especially if
someone takes a bad shot, you front headlock right away.
Offense,
you
good hard snap,
front headlock right away.
That is the best.
I don't go front headlock, but I go in two meat hooks.
2 meat hooks,
and then I cut aside.
Okay,
but like that's been a priority this year. Anytime someone shoots, you snap down, get 2 meat hooks in right away. Tug aside, go to the other side. Tug same side, go same side.
I've seen Pete teach that.
Yeah.
I wasn't really big on meat hooks growing up, but I was big on just front headlock, running that shit.
Yeah,
because
especially when you're fucking strong.
Dude,
someone gets you. They lock their hands. You're just tugging on the elbow.
I'm not a big fan of like cupping the chin. And then, so the way I was taught and the way I like doing it is I like squeezing the fuck out of that. I like making this guy like think twice about wrestling and make him think about fucking catching his breath. So the way I do it is I get this part of my hand and put it on the side of the neck right here, and then I'll reach underneath. I'll bring that other hand off the floor, and I'll pinch it in right there. This is the way my the way I was taught. Tony Ovaya was known for this nationally, and dude, like if you get that you hit that sweet spot, dude, you're choking the motherfucker out.
Have you seen the video of him, Zahid Valencia?
No, what happened there?
Oh, dude, he got someone in that same position, but in freestyle, all he had to do was roll him,
Okay.
So I guess he had it. He rolled him once. He rolled him a second time, and it just got tighter, and he knocked the dude out.
Oh, dude.
It was Let me see. No, yeah, this one was brutal though.
Was he in high school?
No. This was recent too. I don't know if it was like probably got a U.S. Open.
That guy's a stud, man. I actually coached his nephew. I'm sorry, not his nephew. His cousin. Headlock position. You see the video? I think it might be on YouTube, or is it like?
Okay, Zahid Valencia front headlock and just but like knocked out.
One minute tech fall.
Might be that one.
This one
that
here?
1 minute tech fall.
You see right here. Yeah, those guys are studs, man. I remember when that kid was his freshman year, he was like a 106 pounder, man. Fucking following year, showed up at 189 pounds. I couldn't.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy.
Dude ate all the baked potatoes. So you like the meat hooks, right? Is there a reason why you just don't really hit a front headlock? Just get a quick score.
Yeah, like a quick score, especially like in the smaller guys, they're just so freaking scrappy.
Right, makes sense.
I'd rather just get behind. Especially, I like the top position, so if I could get on top, it's ideal for me.
How do you tie up? Do you like going head to head, or do you like digging your head in the shoulder a little bit?
And I tie up from a distance. I'll probably go like a 2-on-1, kind of like Russian arm.
Okay.
And I like to work from there.
Well, it's
not gonna be this one.
You're a smaller guy too, man. So there's really no reason for you guys to tie up.
Yeah, to get tied up so close.
See, I was big on underhooks. So like my thing was, and then see, that's not it right there.
Damn, let me see if I can find it.
I wasn't really I wasn't really that good either. So my level of competition was a lot different than yours. But I used to like working from that underhook position. I got away with it a lot in high school. I had to change it up when I got to Rio Hondo.
Yeah, but my style changed up a lot more. Mm-hmm. Like in high school, I was able to get away with like doing like some scrappy moves, doing some flashy stuff. As soon as you get to the college level, it's fucking
way different. You have to get way more technical. That's where I learned how to wrestle because in high school, I got away with just being stronger and a little bit more angry. But once I got to college, I really had to sharpen my technique and really start wrestling. So in high school, I was okay because I was just a brute. But college is at Rio Hondo is where I learned how to wrestle. Are you a leg rider?
Leg rider? No. I cannot ride legs.
Why is that? Yeah, you seem like you have the build for it.
I don't know. I haven't been comfortable. The only time I can leg ride is if I get double boots.
Okay. Like that saddle?
Besides that, if I go one, no. I'd rather get like a cheap tail Fairfax.
Okay. That's like the real, that seems like what you guys have been doing lately now, the cheap tilt series.
Yeah.
You guys work that a lot.
Yeah, especially in college, because I think they made it easier to score points this year now too.
How's that?
I guess a 2 count right away, 2 points, and then 3-3, and then 4-4, like right away.
I did hear about that. Because Rio Hondo, they've been known forever for their leg rides. Kim Boss was the leg ride master back in the day.
Yeah, I think his son actually came to show his leg rides.
Did he?
During the summer, yeah.
I remember Tellez and Turan for a solid week were just fucking drilling leg
rides.
Yeah, man. It wasn't really for me. I don't have the build to be a leg rider. But it was cool to learn because when I got into coaching, I was able to teach kids who had that frame and build and could pull it off. That whole series, it was just it just wasn't for me, man.
Yeah, I remember one time at our summer league at Arroyo, there was actually some like Iowa kids that came in, or was it Iowa or Ohio? I'm actually gonna say Ohio because if they were Iowa, I would know. So I'm pretty sure it's Ohio. So some Ohio kids. So we like drill and someone like ran a clinic that day. And then I remember like after we're going live and I was like, I'll go with this Ohio kid, see what he's about. So we're like on the feet, like first period. We're just going takedowns, let him up right away. So I'm like, I'm taking him down. He took me down, then I take him down twice. And then I remember, okay, top, bottom. I was like, fucking go bottom, try to get out. No, this kid, he threw a leg on me. He rode the shit out of me. Like he was tilting me back and forth. That thing was just and he just felt so, like on the feet, like I was taking him down. He didn't feel strong, but like on top, he just felt so fucking strong.
Californians, we suck at our bottom wrestling. Takedowns, we could go all fucking day.
I was able to take him down all day, but as soon as he got on top,
I wonder why that's a thing.
I don't know.
Because have you noticed that? Like, because Californians, we're known for our
takedowns.
It's takedown, let him up, takedown, let him up. But when you get to like that, like Pennsylvania's, New Jersey, they can fucking
they can fucking ride.
They can ride you. They don't give up shit from the bottom position.
And it's a lot more beneficial. Like now that I think about it,
especially when you get to the higher levels.
Yeah, because like so I could take you down once. I have to let you up in order to take you down again. So there, it's already I take you down, I lay you up, 2-1. I take you down again, I get 4, and I have to lay you up.
Right.
I lay you up, you already got 2 points. You take me down, we're tied up. And he has criteria because he took me down last.
Wow, okay, yeah. Fuck, I've been out of the game for so long, dude.
So you get me?
Yeah, I totally get you.
And then like, okay, so I take him down twice, I get 4. He goes top, he tilts me 1 time for 4, tied up.
Tied up. That easy.
Yeah, and then especially if he could tilt me up for 4 1 time, he could do it again.
Right.
So yeah.
What's your like experience with like out of state competition? Do you have you been out of state and competed?
I have not really competed out of state at all.
I was gonna ask you like, what do you think the best wrestling state is? I'm biased, so I'm gonna say California. But like, what state would you just based on what you've seen and know like is in your opinion the toughest wrestling state?
Toughest?
Because it's the top. I think in my opinion, the top 3: New Jersey, Pennsylvania, California.
Yeah.
We have the largest.
We have the largest numbers for sure.
Largest numbers, and but like Jersey and Pennsylvania, they produce some fucking killers.
Yeah, I think California still has the most like NCAA champions.
We have the most NCAA champions, and dude, just our section alone.
Yeah,
just the southern section alone, man. I remember when I found out that we were the only like section with the Masters tournament. Boy, does that give the other sections a
straight break,
dude. Because like most of our studs don't even make it out of the section.
Yeah,
because so the way it works in high school is there's I think 6 or 7 sections.
Yes. I think 6.
It's 6. Okay, so it's like Central, San Diego, Northern, Southern, Coastal.
Yeah, because we're in the Coastal.
And so the way, no, I'm talking about the Southern section. The Southern section.
Oh yeah.
So we're I think it's like.
No.
There's divisions within the sections, but the Southern section, I think there's like 900 schools in California.
Yeah, our Masters alone has about 600.
So that's what I'm getting at.
And we're
So the thing is, in those 900 schools. 600 of those schools are just in the southern section, so we have to have our own tournament after CIF. So a lot of these schools they go CIF state.
Yeah,
we are the only section that has to have a Masters tournament because our section is so big, and like most of our studs just beat the fuck out of each other and weed each other out.
Yeah,
like they can't even get to state. So. Like what I'm getting at with that,
especially all these schools just to narrow down to 32 people in a bracket for state.
Dude, it's a meat. Well, that's why they call Masters the meat grinder because like you have these other sections, and no discredit to any of these other schools because you got like the Clovises who are already like studly fucking schools. Like not taking anything away from them, but they get that week off from CIF and state, so they have CIF, they get a break, and they get state.
They're already locked in.
They're already locked in. The southern section, we have CIF, and then we have to go to Masters because our section is so big. We have to have another tournament to even get
just
there.
To weed out some more.
Dude, what a fucking meat grinder that is, man. But once I realized that, I was like, what a toll that fucking takes on us, man.
Yeah.
Especially you have to not only just, I think there's like an extra couple pound allowances for Masters just because they do realize that.
Yeah. In high school after November, I believe they give you like 2 pounds per weight.
They give you 2 pounds, but I think Masters gives you, they give you like an additional pound or 2. I could be mistaken, or was that duels? Maybe that was duels.
No, it's duels.
Duels, they give you the 4 pound allowance.
Duels, yes, like 4 pound allowance.
Yeah.
In college.
How do you feel about duels?
Oh, in duels? I like duels a lot.
I like duels a lot. Do you prefer those tournaments in comparison to like individual tournaments?
Yeah.
Just the team aspect?
The team aspect, yeah. I like that a lot more. It's like kind of like asking someone like, would you rather win a state championship or like a team state champ? I'd rather win a team state champion.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that? You seem like a lot less selfish than me.
Yeah.
I want to hear this.
Well, it's because I don't know.
Were you guys CIF team champs at Arroyo?
No. We took second.
To Northview?
No. We lost to South Torrance.
Okay.
Yeah, we lost to them twice.
Oh, so you guys wrestled them in the finals twice?
No. We wrestled them in 2020 and then 2019.
Mm-hmm. They knocked you guys out.
Knocked us out twice, and I think 2021 they won it again.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, those are stacked.
What year did you guys win CIF duels?
We won CIF duels 2018.
Before you were on the team?
Yeah, before I was on the team. The year before.
You just missed a ring.
I just missed it.
I think you'll get one this year.
Yeah, for sure.
I think you'll get one this year, man. Yeah. You'll be able to show off some bling. Maybe because I wasn't a part of any good teams. Like, I was always just selfish and like, I just got to get mine.
Yeah, I felt that during the season because it's like, especially you go to like the tournaments for wrestling, and it's like you see everyone like, oh, I'm already in consoles, I'm in this, I'm in that. Mm-hmm. I'm like, damn, like
sucks. Yeah. It sucks to suck. Yeah, man, you seem like you have you're a pretty generous guy, and you want. I mean, obviously, I want to see my teammates excel, but I was always in the state of like, you fuckers aren't doing what I'm doing. Of course, you're not gonna have that success. Mm-hmm. Like, you know. But I also came from a school too where we weren't really that team oriented. I had a coach who was an amazing coach, but seemed like he focused on certain individuals to excel, as opposed to putting together a strong team.
Yeah, especially like when you have like a couple of good guys, and because I think our coach Jose, he does a really good job of that. Yeah, he does a really good job of like not maybe like putting a guy forward. Like you could put me forward any day, you know. But like he'd rather like build a team around me.
And that's gonna overall build stronger individuals because if you raise the level of the team, it's gonna be like that iron sharpens iron approach at practice, and that's gonna only make
and it pays dividends for everyone because it's like I could be selfish and just go with the best guy in the room every single day and get better at myself, you know. But I rather like switch it up, go with him, get him a little better, and then we just keep multiplying that.
Right on, man. All right, Alexis, we're about an hour in, dude. I really appreciate your time.
I think it went by fast.
It flew by. Actually, we did about a little over an hour, man.
Over an hour.
You got anywhere to be?
Me? No.
No? You want to go a little bit longer?
Yeah.
We can go a little bit longer, man. Okay, yeah, we'll go like an hour 30, man. Just because I think
especially with this rain.
We were flowing pretty good, man. Yeah, that fucking rain threw my ass off yesterday, man.
No, it was yesterday. Okay, so yesterday we got to Rio. We're gonna run. It's like hot. It's like I think it was like 99, but it was just hot and humid. You know, look outside, like it might rain, it might not. We get inside, everyone puts their running shoes on. They're like, oh, we're gonna go run. So we go run. Starts raining. But it was like hot and humid. It's like I'm running. I'm like, oh, this is fucking disgusting.
What run do you guys do now? Because we used to do. I'm sorry, go on.
What did you guys
to start off? We used to do the building, the library building.
Oh, I heard about that because the restroom room used to be in the higher in the mountain. No.
Well, no. So you know, is that big library building still there? It was like a 3 or 4 story building.
Yeah, it's still there.
So the wrestling room was on like the 2nd or 3rd floor. Really random. And we used to run up and down the stairs to warm up.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah. That was fucking 12 years ago, man.
No, so this year, so like last time we went, we got our first lap, our first 400, just sprint it fast as you could. Okay, come
on the track.
Yeah, catch your breath on the track, and then we go 200. So we go 200, stop, and then 200, stop.
Right.
So that's another one, and then we did sprints. So we go 4 100. So we do like little relay races, 4 100s. And then we do like a final one, and then we just head up to a room.
Nice. Yeah, man. Actually, not thinking about it. That whole like gym and athletic facility wasn't even there when I was a student.
I know. Okay, now we have 2 actually. One is more of I explained it to you last time. So one is like all machines, kind of like cardio based one, and then the other one is like an actual lifting one, and I like that one a lot. I actually have a class in there.
It must be new then, because
that one's super new. I remember when I went to Rio like in 2020 just to like look around, they had walked us into there and it was brand new.
Badass.
Yeah.
So Because I remember the what was it, the fitness center? It's like a bunch of
the
like
fitness center right there. Yeah.
So that's what I remember.
Yeah.
We used to go and get like a little like circuit. We used to do some like very like basic circuit training there.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a new facility with squat racks and all that shit.
Squat racks, brand new.
Platforms.
They even have like a little tire flip.
They have like deadlifting platforms and stuff there.
Yeah, it's legit.
What else they got there? I'm curious.
Okay, so it's set up. It goes 4-4, so 4 squat racks, all platformed. So you could do anything you want there. You could even set up a bench in there, which I actually like. You can set up a bench, rack of dumbbells. They go up to like 160. So like it's legit. Little tire flip. They have leg presses. They have the hack squat. And then they got
So this one's actually like geared towards the athletic program.
Geared towards the athletic program. But I don't think they use it a lot. It's like you could only get in there if you have the class in there.
Okay.
So like let's say like a regular day at school, I can't just walk in there, you know?
So general population students have access to the fitness center where you guys have access to the athletic, we'll call it the athletic training center.
Athletic training center, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty dope, man. What kind of program do they have you guys on right now? Is it just like
No, it's because that one is for my kines body anatomy class. Yeah. So like we just got like right now we're learning like skeletal muscles.
But you guys aren't doing like you guys weren't doing any like off season power training, powerlifting, no? Okay. So it's just whoever has access as far as the classes.
Yeah.
What did they have you guys doing for your classes there, if you don't mind me asking?
For our classes right now, we're barely on because we started classes 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So the first week's always like the introduction week, just get
syllabus and all that.
Yeah. All our boring stuff. You've 10 questions out of syllabus. If you get one wrong, you're kicked out the class.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
So you pay for the class? So, you have the questions?
Let me see if I have it still.
So if you get one question wrong,
you just kicked out of the class.
What the fuck?
It was so funny when I read it. I was like,
you kidding me?
Yeah.
Well, were they basic questions? Like,
it was super basic.
Okay, so you have to be fucking brain dead to get.
Yeah, you gotta be brain dead. But I was like, I was taking it. I was like, oh shit, I better not get one question wrong.
Were you freaking out?
Yeah.
That's kind of bullshit, though, man. Like, if you get a question wrong, you're out of there.
Yeah, I can't freaking find it.
Well, off the top of your head, what kind of questions were on there?
It was like straight out of the syllabus, but like let's say you only had, it was 5 questions, 5 minutes. So if you miss one, you're just
what the hell?
Yeah,
who's running that fucking class? Jesus Christ!
I remember reading it. I was like, no way.
Like you had a double take.
Yeah.
Oh, you have any homework you gotta do this weekend?
This weekend, I have this English class, but it's a lot of work, but it's like we have journals. And each one is like 600 words. Okay. And it's just a topic, you know?
Right.
It's like a lot of word.
What's the topic this week?
The topic this week was actually, it was about McDonald's advertisement.
Okay.
It was how they advertise to kids and stuff.
So
what they attract.
What was your thought? So like a little brief, like what are you going to write about that?
What I already wrote it up.
Okay. What did you write?
And because we just had to list some examples. But the thing is that it's 600 words. So you have to like stretch out your answer.
Hey, you're bullshitting. Right.
Yeah. All I was writing about, like, how me as a kid, like, every kid goes to McDonald's, you know?
Love McDonald's.
Why do you go to McDonald's? Because that freaking stupid toy, that advertisement. And
the colors,
Yeah. You start to build that, like, little relationship. Like, I'm going to go there. Another reason, the playground. You go in there just to fuck around. Your parents have to go with you, you know?
Right.
They have to eat, too.
Remember when I was a kid, they used to have, like, in the playground, they used to have Game Cubes.
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
GameCubes. I think they might even had a couple PS2s in there, but like you would have access to the GameCubes and the game systems in there.
Yeah,
as well.
I remember when I would go there, they used to have those, and they would have like 1 or 2, you know.
Yeah, but still.
And then like slowly, like they only had 1. And then like now you go to McDonald's, they would have none of that.
What was your first gaming? You're a little bit younger. What was your first gaming system?
My first gaming system, it wasn't a gaming cube. It wasn't a Nintendo, but it was like just like
Switch, not the
no,
Wii.
It was like a little like kind of like spaceship type of thing.
The 64?
Is it 64? Let me see. I have to see it.
Oh, don't tell me you're that fucking young, dude. The 64.
It was like a little spaceship, and
if you're talking about the 64, bro, I'm gonna feel fucking old.
Yeah, it's that one.
Oh, fuck, dude. The 64,
yeah.
bro. Oh. Oh, you're a fucking baby, dude. Yeah, that was my first gaming system as a kid. Actually, fuck, $119. I might just buy this right now.
Yeah, that thing was life for me.
What games did you play on there?
I had like this. I want to say Space Invaders, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't Space Invaders.
Okay.
But it was something along the lines.
Dude, this was the fucking shit.
And I used to love Pac-Man on that thing.
No, Super Smash Brothers.
Oh, I haven't played Super Smash Bros.
You haven't played Super Smash Brothers?
No.
This is actually, dude,
I've seen it a lot.
I'm getting fucking
I've never
nostalgia
played
right now,
it.
dude. This was the first video game I remember getting as a kid, man. I remember when that came out, just fucking being pumped and begging my mom to get me one of those.
You were about to get it?
Yeah, dude. 'Cause, well, my uncle had a 64, and I was playing. We played like 007, GoldenEye. Mortal Kombat was big on that. When I was a
I
kid.
remember Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, man. And then when this one came out, it just caught my attention. Oh, mainly because Pikachu was in that game. That was like when I was a kid, when fucking Pokemon was ruling the world. So I was like, oh shit, Mario, Pikachu, Donkey Kong. All my favorites are on this fucking game. So it's just like a big fighting game, big brawl game. And I remember begging my mom to get me that game, dude. And I think it was like my birthday or something, or Christmas. Oh, this is my fucking everything, dude. Look at Zelda. Look, this pack right here. Oh, the bundle.
The bundles.
Dude, so GoldenEye 007 was the shit. Pokemon Stadium, don't even get me started with that shit.
Yeah.
Pokemon fucking Stadium, Super Smash Brothers. Okay, this is the fucking Zelda, Ocarina of Time.
I never played Zelda. I hear so much stuff about it,
That was
but I've
probably
never
the greatest
played it.
game of all time.
Zelda?
Ocarina of Time. That one was the shit, dude. That game was fucking the best. Oh, dude, I might just get this shit right now, man. It's on sale too. It's half off.
Half off?
You may not, dude. You may not see me for a couple of months, bro. If I get this shit, I am disappearing. That's not a bad deal at all. Fuck. I hope it's not. Yeah, retro games. That's not. Dude, they still sell these. Jesus Christ, 2 controllers.
2 controllers, 6 games.
I might just fucking save. I might just save one. Save that and
Save the link.
Save the link to that one. Yeah, dude. That's so much fucking nostalgia for me right there, man. But that was your first game, and I like how you referenced it as a fucking spaceship.
Yeah, because I just remember like the shape just intrigued me, you know?
Just a box, dude. Yeah, man, my uncle had one growing up, and he, I would play it all the time, and just when I was, old enough to like, hey, mom, can I please get one? Dude, that game and Smash Brothers, that fucking like ran my life for a solid fucking 10. And then I got the PS2.
PS2? Oh, PS2. I had one of those.
Yeah, one of those.
I actually had another one I was really attached to. Was like the PS Vita or something?
The PSP.
Was it PSP?
Well, the Vita maybe came out. You probably had the Vita, if I'm not mistaken. But I remember the PSP. Dude, that's so funny. Let me see. This thing right here, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's so funny, man. My mom bought me that fucking thing thinking I was going to play video games. That's just where I stored all my porn when I was a kid. I was like in high school, bro.
Dude, the PSP is ahead of its time at that time.
It was, dude. It was dope.
So ahead.
Yeah, man. And that was like my intro to Wi-Fi. Because I had
that was a big thing. Being able to link up with everyone else.
Right.
Playing at the same time in a different screen.
Exactly, dude. And like this was like when the internet was still kind of like the Wild West.
Yeah.
Dude, and like you were able to like steal your neighbor's Wi-Fi. Like stealing Wi-Fi wasn't
that big of a deal, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't
People
that big
wouldn't
of a
even
deal.
notice.
Oh, dude, bro. Yep. So much nasty shit went on in that memory chip, dude. Oh, dude, giving a 15-year-old access to like Wi-Fi and dude. Well, the one that was ahead of its time. No, not ahead of its time was the what was it? The Game Boy SP, because that was the first one.
Oh, and I never had a Game Boy, but I had like the one that came after.
Game Boys were the shit, dude.
The little flip.
So this was the original one right here.
Yeah, okay? I've seen those.
That fucking brick. But Game Changer, when this one came out and it had the light.
That's the one I had. No, not that one though. I had a different one.
Probably the DS.
Yeah, DS.
The DS. So this one was Game Changer because the screen lit. Dude, you have no idea how fucking like years I took off my eyesight with the original one, because there was no so this is the
just like gray and black.
The advanced. So between the color and the advanced, it's just gray and black. Dude, like coming home driving from wherever the fuck we were coming from, like trying to like strain my eyes to get a
Yeah,
view.
just to see it.
Yeah, and then when this
You can't have glare coming in.
Exactly. When this fucking bad boy came out, dude, game over, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I remember mom putting me to bed and like under my fucking blankets, like
You're just
with
playing
this shit. Oh, dude. I remember one time I was fucking under my blanket. I was playing that shit, dude. And I had to get up and get some water, so I got up and get some water, and I'm drenched in sweat because like I'm under the blanket,
You're under the blanket sweating,
suffocating myself, dude. So I get up, my mom's like, "Hey, you're sweating. Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think she felt my head, dude. You're fucking steaming. Like, are you sick? Like, oh, yeah, I am sick.
Can't go to school tomorrow.
Exactly.
Can't go to school tomorrow.
Oh man, do you want to stay home tomorrow? Like, yes, the fuck I do. Oh, dude, good times with that, man. But dude, fucking the
right back under the blanket all day.
Dude, exactly. Playing fucking Pokemon on there, and Pokemon's the one that comes to mind with the Game Boys. I can't remember anything else that came to mind playing that. Donkey Kong and all that shit. Pokemon was pretty much the big one though. Dude, endless hours searching for fucking Pokemon. But Smash Bros is pretty fun. I actually get together with my boys like to this day, like every month or so. And we just like, instead of like poker night, we have Smash Brothers night.
Smash Brothers night.
So that's like, if I do drink, if I do have a couple beers, that's the one exception. The occasion I will. I'll get a couple IPAs, loosen me up a little bit, and then we'll just fucking go at it playing Smash. It's always, we always pick the same 4 characters too. It's like my buddy always picks
You already
Kirby.
know what you're gonna get.
I go with Samus. Yeah, Samus is my character, man. It's kind of like the only character you can kind of like camp with. Because he fucking builds up this big old ball and just shoots it like it's a big. That's like his big power up fucking attack. But oh dude, good fucking times, dude. I'm still kind of pissed you referenced the fucking 64 as a spaceship, dude. It's so funny because when you said that, I was like, he better not be fucking talking about that. And I forget your age, man. You were born in what, 2000?
2002.
Fuck. Yeah, you're like my sister's age. Damn, Jesus. You're actually younger than my sister. Fuck. I'm getting old. Don't get old, bro. Don't get old, my guy. All right, man. I actually gotta cut this up right now. I actually had something I completely forgot I had to do, man. When you get old, you got shit to do, bro. I actually have to go to the bank. My fucking debit card kind of took a shit on me, so I have to go there before the bank closes, man. But Alexis, dude, I really appreciate you coming by and donating your time. I know you're in the middle of season right now. You got a lot of shit going on, and to come by and do this to me means the world to me, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
I had a good ass time, dude.
Yeah,
this is one of the most fun podcasts I've actually had, man.
The spaceship.
I'm never gonna forget that one, dude. But Alexis, real quick, dude, just you want to tell the camera where we could find you, like as far as like social media. I know you're on Twitch too, so don't forget to plug that.
I'm new to that thing, so I don't even know my username.
Pull that shit up, my guy, because I'm sure there's somebody on there that.
Oh, my Instagram is YB_Tellez. Tellez is spelled TELLEZ. And I think my Twitch is the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's the same thing.
And we can catch you wrestling for the Rio Hondo Roadrunners.
Yes.
Hopefully, dude, I actually want to do this again, man. I actually want to do this again with you. But the next time we do it, we'll be calling you state champ.
State champ.
We'll be calling you state champ because that's, we're putting that out there in the universe right now. It's going to happen, bud. And like I said, Alexis, I really appreciate you coming and doing this, dude. It means the world to me because when you're a big bad state champion, this little fucking episode may have a little bit more credibility.
Gonna fucking blow up in 20 years.
Ah, no shit, dude. Hey,
Fighting for the UFC.
Oh, dude, is that what you're gonna do? Is that the plan?
After college, I definitely want to get some fights in.
MMA? Dude, you didn't talk about. Next episode, we'll talk about that.
Next episode, we'll talk about that?
Talk about that, my guy. Alexis, I appreciate you coming by, bud. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. If you stuck around this long, it means the world to me. You guys have a great day. We'll talk to you next week.